Tropical cyclone Emong is now a typhoon. In its 11 a.m. bulletin on Thursday, July 24, Pag-asa says Emong reached typhoon category at 8 a.m. and was spotted 220 kilometers west-southwest of Bacnotan in La Union. Emong packs maximum sustained winds of 120 kilometers per hour and gustiness of up to 150 kilometers per hour as it moves slowly south-southeastward. According to the State Weather Bureau, Emong is expected to make landfall over La Union or Ilocos Sur on Friday morning, July 25. Prior to landfall, the agency is not ruling out a close approach over northwestern Pangasinan between Thursday evening and Friday early morning. Tropical cyclone wind signal number 3 is raised over the northern portion of Pangasinan, the western portion of La Union, and the southwestern portion of Ilocos Sur. Signal number 2 is up over Ilocos Norte, the rest of Ilocos Sur, the rest of La Union, the central portion of Pangasinan, Apayao, Kalinga, Abra, Mountain Province, Ifugao, Benguet, Babuyan Islands, the northern and western portion of mainland Cagayan, and the western portion of Nueva Vizcaya, Batanes, the rest of Cagayan, the western and central portions of Isabela, the rest of Nueva Vizcaya, Quirino, the rest of Pangasinan, the northern and central portions of Zambales, Tarlac, and the western and central portions of Nueva Ecija are under signal number 1. Meanwhile, Tropical Storm Dante was located some 735 kilometers east-northeast of Itbayat, Batanes as of Pag-asa's 11 a.m. bulletin. Dante carries maximum sustained winds of 75 kilometers per hour and gustiness of up to 90 kilometers per hour. Dante is moving north-northwestward at 30 kilometers per hour. Pag-asa forecasts Dante to exit the Philippine area of responsibility by Thursday afternoon or evening. President Bongbong Marcos visited San Mateo, Rizal to check on the evacuees affected by days of heavy rain and flooding. He witnessed on Thursday, July 24, the distribution of water filtration kits and family food packs to around 500 families currently taking shelter at Mali Elementary School. Marcos also visited Santa Ana Covered Court, where at least 450 families are currently staying. The family food packs include canned goods, protein bars, rice porridge, and other essential items. Heavy rains battered parts of the Philippines due to the southwest monsoon and recent tropical cyclones. At least 2.7 million people across the country have been affected by the weather disturbances. The National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council reports at least 12 people died following the onslaught of recent tropical cyclones and the southwest monsoon or Habagat. In its report on Thursday, July 24, the NDRRMC says 3 fatalities were reported in Calabarzon, 3 in northern Mindanao, 2 in western Visayas, and 1 each in Mimaropa, the Davao region, Caraga region, and Metro Manila. The agency also says 8 people are reported missing, while another 8 are injured due to the weather disturbances. In addition to the impacts of severe tropical storm Krising and the southwest monsoon, the NDRRMC included the effects of tropical cyclones Dante and Emong in its situation report. As of the latest count, around 2.7 million individuals or about 765,000 families have been affected by the weather disturbances across the country. Damage to infrastructure has reached 3.7 billion pesos, while agricultural losses are estimated at around 360 million pesos. Persistent downpour since last week has left many parts of the country flooded. The International Criminal Court Pre-Trial Chamber 1 grants former President Rodrigo Duterte's request to defer the decision on his appeal for interim release. In a filing made public on Wednesday evening, July 23, Presiding Judge Julia Antonella Motok says the request was granted by majority until further action is undertaken by the defense or until the chamber deems it appropriate. The document states majority of judges noted that interim release proceedings may exclusively be triggered by the person subject to a warrant of arrest. They note the suspect reserves the right to submit a request for interim release or not at any point in time pending trial. Despite this, the ICC Pre-Trial Chamber 1 maintains that the present decision shall not be interpreted as prejudging any matter to be determined in the context of the proceedings related to Duterte's appeal. The prosecution earlier asked the chamber to reject Duterte's defense lawyer's request. The prosecution argued that the defense chose when to file its urgent application for release prematurely. Duterte's legal team asked the Pre-Trial Chamber 1 to hold off on their request for the former president's interim release until such time as the defense has assembled all information necessary. Duterte's counsel Nicholas Kaufman claimed the defense team had faced delays and obstacles since May. Kaufman also said that they received some results only a few days ago. He maintained that the prosecution team mischaracterized an undisclosed material as incomplete and should not consequently be relied upon. However, the prosecution countered this, saying that the defense's submission is incorrect. In June, Duterte's counsel appealed for his urgent interim release. The defense said an undisclosed government had expressed advance and principled agreement to receive the former president. Duterte is under the custody of the ICC over crimes against humanity charges in relation to his administration's brutal anti-drug campaign.